Peace and blessings, everyone. I know I am not the smartest person in the world, but I also believe that I am not the dumbest person in the world. I am aware of my intellectual shortcomings, but I do understand 2 + 2 = 4. And I believe I have a pretty good grasp on understanding processes and systems and how they operate fundamentally when they're explained to me, when I look at them. So in saying this, there was an article on Yahoo today saying how Obama has a plan to create 2.5 million jobs by 2011. To create 2.5 million jobs by 2011. Now, when I hear this, immediately I say to myself, how can you create 2.5 million jobs? For when you say you're going to create jobs, first that position must be there. And most importantly, the money must be available to the company to pay the employee. Now, he says he is going to create these jobs in the area of road repairs and highway repairs, things of that nature. Once again, the positions must be there, and most importantly, the money must be there to pay the employee. So his only choices are either the people are going to be employed by private industry or they will be employed by the government. In the case of private industry, you can't tell a company to create jobs because a company must be making the revenue to pay its employees to justify any position. If they don't bring in revenue, they can't pay the employees, they have to make cuts, thus people are fired. And in the case of government jobs, even there also, the government does not have its own money. The government gets paid itself from the Federal Reserve, which I hope you are aware by now. The Federal Reserve is not a federal institution. It is not a government institution. It is its own corporation made up of banks. So it loans money to the government. The government is in debt. It is constantly in debt. And it cannot dig its way out of debt. The only way is to abolish the capitalist system. So if he's saying that it's going to be government jobs, thus the government will have to borrow more money from the Federal Reserve to pay for these 2.5 million people. Because when you say you're going to make 2.5 million more jobs, you are saying that you are creating these jobs that will last for 20, 30, 40 years, right? That people will be able to retire from these jobs. For if you're just saying, well, I'm going to create 2.5 million jobs that last 1 year, then what is the point? It is just for good looks. So like I said, the assumption, I will hope to assume, that these are long-term jobs, that actually these are careers, and careers are different than jobs. Jobs come and go. High turnover rate. Working at McDonald's is a job. Bagging groceries is a job. Being a doctor, lawyer is a career. Something you work hard for, you go to school for, to learn the craft. Maybe put in years of work of internship, of learning how to be highly proficient at that profession. And then you do it for the rest of your life or until the age of retirement. That is a career. So if he is creating meaningless jobs, high turnover rate jobs, then what is the point? And can this be done? I am only examining truth, and I bring it up because I ask you, I beg of you, to watch his actions. Not his words, his actions. And in this case, his words, but watch the actions. And always relate it to and go back to the fact that he promised change. He promised you something different than the norm, than the status quo. But truth speaks for itself, and truth is his actions have been the same as those before him. He ran his and the word is skipping me. He ran his campaign the same as any before him. I believe he raised more money than anyone else before him, or at least the most in a short period of time than anyone before him. So that's the same. The money in politics. He did the same with the half-truths and embellishments and speaking against McCain and any other opponent that went against him. Currently, as he builds his cabinet, he is putting people in position using Washington insiders. Thus, his actions so far have been the same. And I am only trying to speak to truth. Just keep your eyes open. God bless. Peace and love.